Azerbaijan Grand Prix will mark the beginning of the final third of the season as we move on from Europe. The track at Baku has become home to some very interesting races since it was added to the calendar in 2015. There's been quite a lot of races where stuff like safety cars and late race stoppages have been a key factor in final results. The race in the ground effect area has not been as good except for the close battle last year between Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri. With that being said, we head there with the driver's title still at stake. So yeah, lots hanging on. McLaren stopping the driver's position is something that led to conflicting reactions at Monza, with drivers and teams having tried to brush it off. It doesn't appear that there's an element of opening a can of worms here. The title battle heads to Baku, and it'll be interesting to see if there's a moment where McLaren feels it's worth jumping for. Max Verstappen's win at Monza was not only a result of a low downforce swing, but also a new flaw that seems to have brought Red Bull back into play. He's closed the gap to Oscar Piastri by 3 points in the last two races, which admittedly isn't going to make up the 94-point deficit, but Red Bull could be fast around here and could compete for the win again. Toto Wolff's comments after the Italian Grand Prix was a bit strange. For his first signs of criticising Kimi Antonelli, and George Russell's contract still up in the air, and Kimi as well. So yeah, it seems like there's a lot of question marks still at Mercedes that may need to be answered this weekend. Gabriel Bortoletto's on a decent run of form at Sauber, where he's starting to overshadow Nico Hülkenberg. The German hasn't been comfortable with the car, and especially in qualifying, the Brazilians really look good. But on the other hand, when you look at an out-of-form driver, Yuki Tsunoda has been really struggling. When you see how well Max did in the last race, Yuki once again out of the points, and it does feel like maybe his time in F1 could be coming to the end. But Lando Norris, of course, it's another big race for him. He really needs to start closing the gap on Oscar Piastri by quite a big amount if he wants to really stay in the title fight and make it a very big contest. But yeah, moving on to this weekend, having a softer compound compared to what we've had in recent years could really suit McLaren. It's an area in tyre management where they really excel. When it comes to picking the drivers, it's going to be marginal, but we have seen in the past Oscar Piastri's been very good around the circuit, as has Charles Leclerc. Obviously, he's a bit of a Baku specialist. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one this weekend. But I think Williams as well could have a very good weekend with traction zones where they make up time. There's a lot of that at Baku. Lewis Hamilton's probably been a driver that's struggled around Baku as well. Max Verstappen as well, I can't really remember him having too much success. So yeah, it could be an intriguing weekend, but I think Leclerc and McLaren could be the ones to really look out for. During Friday practice at Baku, it was actually Ferrari who looked really strong. Lewis Hamilton topping the timesheets in practice 2, with Charles Leclerc in second. So yeah, really encouraging for Ferrari. Hamilton's pace was good on the mediums, Leclerc's pace was good on the race runs, but of course we didn't really get a clear picture of where McLaren were, with Norris hitting a wall and Piastri also having an incident as well. So yeah, it's going to be intriguing to see where McLaren are, but Ferrari definitely looking really in the picture this weekend, so it could be intriguing between those two teams, and hope we get a proper battle up front. And before I go, my predictions for this weekend, I'm going to say Leclerc will stick it on pole. I feel like he's the ultimate Baku specialist. We've seen him do it so many times in the past, but I think the McLaren over the course of a race will probably be too strong. I'd say Piastri will win the race. It's his best. It's where he got his best win last year, so I think he's really strong around here. I'm going to say Leclerc will hold off in second and Norris in third, kind of behind two maybe Baku specialists, in what could be a result that really harms his title chances coming into the season with already large gaps. So Lando will be hoping that doesn't come to pass. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.